Got a little test for you. Something that I used to hear whenever I was younger. The older folks would always tell me, say, okay, now this here, this hole is your rear end. Of course, they wouldn't say rear end. They would use the A word. That's your rear end. This is a hole in the ground. Your rear end, a hole in the ground. Now, which one is a hole in the ground and which one's your rear end? I would say, well, that one. That's my rear end, and that's the hole in the ground. And they'd say, boy, you so too young to know anything. You don't know the difference between your rear end and a hole in the ground, because both of those are holes in the ground. Now, it's something I keep hearing from people talking about the American dream, and they'll say that the American dream was on, I don't know, something I was watching. I don't know if it's CNN. It wasn't too recently. But they were talking about how the American dream has changed. And they would say something, that the American dream was having a house with a white picket fence, a dog, and a family. That was the American dream, and one car maybe. But the American dream has changed. And they would say, and what the American dream is now, people want different things. And so the American dream, they always boiled it down to possessions. That's not the American dream. The American dream is not just having things. That's not what it's supposed to be. The American dream is supposed to be about having the freedom to try, to do your best. There was a discussion forum I was on the other day, and a question was asked about what is freedom to you. And somebody wrote that freedom from capitalism, the only power left to be defeated. Have you lost your mind? Capitalism is not the only power. It's the only option. Capitalism is power in your hands. It's your ability to get out and take part in a business venture and make something of yourself. It's not about anybody else having control over you. You can be a participant from the side of a consumer or a seller. The only other option that has ever existed is giving that power to the government. And the government is a power that exists, that we all have to contend with. So I just thought that was a foolish thing to say. But it kind of reminds me of the things I would hear about what the American dream is. And look, the American dream was based on a small government with you having a lot of freedom. And you had the freedom to work hard, be smart, get a little lucky, and make something of yourself. It was that you were free to reap the rewards, the benefits of your labors without a government taking the fruits of your labors and distributing it to somebody else as they saw fit. Because that's what governments have always done. That's what the Revolutionary War was fought over, is taxation without representation. It was the government. It was the king. It was him taking the fruits of the labors of the people in the colonies and taking it for himself by overtaxing them. All right? It's about the ability to succeed on your own. That is the American dream. You can succeed or fail by the merits of your own labors. Maybe some bad luck will sink you, but you've got the opportunity to try again. There's no debtor's prison. You are free to succeed and fail based on your own efforts, not because the government props you up. That's not the American dream. The American dream is not to say, well, I sure have failed at this business venture. Good thing the government's going to keep me supported. We've got a hospital in our county that has been failing continually. The only reason why it still runs is because our county is run like a socialist, communist regime. They support a failing business, not mine. Not anybody else's. Anybody else's business, if they fail, if they're going under, they go under. Nobody rescues them. The county does not come in and use taxpayer money to bail out the local carpenters or electricians or plumbers or the local lawn care service or the local Ace Hardware or any other hardware or any other type of store or business. It's always fail or succeed on your own. But we have one business that operates, that is a private business, and it operates with the protection of the government. That's not the American dream. The American dream is that you do it on your own. The government's not going to prop you up. The government's not going to take you down. You don't have to worry about somebody using the government to strong-arm you out of business. All right? So that's the American dream. It's not about having things. It's about having opportunities. The American dream is to be provided the opportunity to do what you desire. And with that effort, whatever effort you give it, whatever smarts you give it, whatever you put into it, you have the opportunity to succeed and make it big or not. It's up to you. Nobody's taking it from you. Nobody's giving it to you. And it's not about being given a house. It's not about possession so that you just say, well, if I can find a way to get somebody to give me those things, then I will have it. That's not the American dream. It's not about having a house or a car or a wife or a dog or a Lamborghini or 10 Lamborghinis. It's about having the opportunity to make a success out of yourself so that you can purchase those things. It's not about being given a free phone by the government or free internet or a free car or free housing. It's not about having those things given to you. It's about you getting them for yourself. You know, this may sound strange, but your drug dealers in the world, they're living the American dream. They're free to make money selling drugs until they get caught. They can make it rich, do like gangsters have throughout the years, make a success out of yourself, and then enter into the private business sector and go legitimate. You're free to do that. You're free to start up any business you want to. You can. A friend of mine, he was in a car wreck when he was 16. Somebody driving a vehicle, they flipped. He didn't walk away, paralyzed from the chest down at 16. He was in a wheelchair and he had his own lawn care service. He got a trailer, he got his zero-turn lawnmowers and a weed eater. And he would go and he would climb on the back of that lawnmower while it was on a trailer and back off of that trailer. And he would cut the grass, he'd come back, he'd get the weed eater, and he'd drive around weed eating everything that needed to be weed eated. Did it all on his own. He did not get help for anything. He figured a way to do it because the American dream was alive and well with him. All right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I hope maybe if anybody watches this that it'll help because you can do it. One of the things that we were told whenever I was in school is about all the failures of all these great people. We would talk about these people that we all looked at as being success stories and the things that they had done, and then we would learn about all of the failures that came before their success. You have that same opportunity. Live the American dream. God bless. Have a good day.